Boise, Idaho has a 25-mile bike path that stretches all the way from Eagle, Idaho to Lucky Peak and cuts through the heart of the city. So if you're wondering if Boise, Idaho is a bikeable city, that is what we're talking about in today's video. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to living in Boise, Idaho, then subscribe below and tap the notification so you can be the first to know about the Boise, Idaho market. My name is Craig Flood, and the Living in Idaho team and I get calls, texts, and emails every day from people just like you looking to make their move to Boise, Idaho. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90, give us a call, shoot us a text, drop us an email. We would love to be your guide in your move to Idaho. So you're thinking about moving to Boise, Idaho, and you're curious to know how bikeable the city and the surrounding neighborhoods are. As we dive into this topic, I'm going to talk about the Boise Greenbelt, the different kinds of riding that Boise caters to, like family rides, recreational ride, mountain biking, and commuting. And then be sure to stick around till the end, where I'll wrap things up with a story about not using a car for a few days. Is Boise a bike-friendly city? The answer is a resounding yes. I don't think we can start this video without talking about the Boise Greenbelt. The Boise Greenbelt is without a doubt the anchor which makes Boise a great city for biking. Now, I mentioned some of this in a previous video I did about walkability. If you want to see that, just click here. Some of this will be a repeat of that, but some of it's going to be new specifically for biking. The Boise Greenbelt is a 25-mile tree-lined path that follows the north and south sides of the Boise River through the heart of the city. And this is where the Greenbelt is unique. It's its own thing. So if you want to go down to the Greenbelt for a walk, to ride a one-wheel, to go skateboarding, rollerblading, unicycling, whatever it is, it's its own thing. In addition to that, it is a means of access to get places. So if you want to start up on, say, the Boise Bench, go downtown, the Greenbelt is like your highway. So if I'm going to ride some kind of long distance, usually the Greenbelt is a connection for me to get there. It gets you off the streets, out of the neighborhood, and puts you in this beautiful scenic area for a really sweet ride on your journey to your destination. Is Boise good for mountain biking? I want to touch on this. This doesn't necessarily have to do with commuting. It's separate in the sense that when you move to Boise, if you move to Boise, you are going to essentially be introduced to the foothills, which are surrounding the north side of the city. So if when you think of cycling, you're more, hey, I want to be in the trails, I want to be going fast, I want to be doing climbs, I'm really out there for exercise, then Boise's great for that. Ridge to Rivers maintains 190 miles of trails up in the foothills north of the city. This for me has been an amazing part of moving to Boise, to do two things. One, use that as a means for exercise. And the second one, using it as a means for socialization. Is Boise, Idaho a good city for commuting? And the answer is yes. When I think about commuting, this could be you commuting from your home to work, or you using, say, a bike as a replacement for a car. Say you're somebody who's like, I don't want to own a car, or I just don't want to use my car that much. Boise is a great city if you want to get away from four wheels and go to two wheels. So first, let's just talk about the terrain. Boise is essentially pretty flat.
Flat-faced, flat-nosed, flathead.
Especially if you don't get up on the bench. So if you don't live on the bench and you don't have to go up there, Boise's pretty flat. And it's kind of long and narrow, it feels like. It's kind of butted up against the hills and sandwiched between 84. And then if you think about it, the Greenbelt stretches through all of that. So again, depending on where you want to go, your trip might start at your house. You'll quickly connect to the Greenbelt and then get off the Greenbelt. I almost think about it like a freeway. You'll exit off the Greenbelt to wherever you want to go, whether that's a library, a grocery store, downtown, the park, the zoo, the Shakespeare Festival, a concert, a city park to go swimming in, golfing, whatever it is, the list goes on and on. To sum that up, it's flat, it's leisure. If you got the strength in your legs, you're good to go. Weather, it's fairly dry here in Boise, Idaho. If you're somebody who is thinking about commuting and you want to be a year-long commuter, you can do that here in Boise, Idaho. The two things that are going to knock at your motivation, though, are probably going to be the cold winter weather and goat heads. Goat heads are the seed of this plant that we have here in Boise, and they stick to anything. So think your bike tires.
Great. A flat tire.
So let's talk about another thing. Does Boise have good bicycle shops? In Northeast Boise, you have Eastside Bike Shop. On the Bench, you have a shop like Bikes and Beans. In the North End, you have Tri-Town Bicycle. And those are just a few. There are a ton of great shops around here. In addition to that, when you're on the Greenbelt, you will see stations where you can pump up your tires and there are tools for you to work on your bicycle. So ultimately, we have a ton of great bicycle shops in town, and I will add a link to those in the description below. What's the future of cycling in Boise? Boise is just getting better. I'm gonna leave it at that. If you wanna know more about Boise's bikeability, then I would encourage you to go read the Boise Pathways Plan. I'll include a link to this in the description below, but it's ultimately gonna give you a glimpse into what Boise is thinking about how they see the future of Boise in relation to bikeability. All right, story time. My wife and I have 4 kiddos. One weekend she went away and she took 1 kiddo. So now I'm down to 3 kiddos. While she was gone, I did not touch a vehicle. We biked everywhere on our Rad Wagon bicycle. So it's an electric bicycle out of a company out of Seattle. They make great bikes. So if you move here and you want an electric bike, I'd encourage you to check them out. But we did everything. So me and my 3 kids stacked onto this Rad Wagon. You see, I kind of Jamie rig one where he sits in between my legs and then I put the 2 others behind me. But we went everywhere. We went to the park, we went to the zoo, we went grocery shopping. I swung by the fly shop, got to play in the river and the kids got to skip rocks and eat food. Boise is amazing. You name it, it can be done on a bike in Boise. To wrap that up, I'll say this. When me and my family relocated here to Boise, Idaho, bikeability was something that was really important to me and Boise delivered on it. So there you have it. There is an overview of the bikeability of Boise, Idaho. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this. If you're thinking about moving here and bikeability is important to you, then please reach out. You can call, text, email, days, nights, or weekends. I would love to help be your guide in your process of relocating to Idaho. Finally, if you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, or hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time we make a video, and leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. Are these videos helpful? Is there something else I can make for you? Just let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.